Hey everyone, Will here, 1881 Ranch TV. I thought we'd kick off the YouTube channel with a few different series. This one pertaining to a quick walk around of our 2016 TRD Pro, our Overland build. This is my personal rig that has to do a lot of double duty. So in a lot of different situations, I'm taking things on and off of the truck and doing some different tasks with it. So it's not just I drive it to work and I drive it home, or I drive it around the weekends. It's a work truck. So that being said, I'll walk you through most of this stuff. It's a pretty cool build. This is number 5 or 6 for me as far as builds go. So a lot of them in the past have been heavily modified and very custom. I took a little bit different approach to this one and kept it very mild. Yeah, sure thing. So I figured what we'd do is we'd start up front and we'll go over the, front to tail and see what you guys think. Okay? So if I forget anything, please make sure to lay up in the comment section below any questions or anything you guys need clarification to. I'll post some links as well to most of the equipment that I can get you links for. Starting up here at the front, this particular build, we went with a Warren Ascent bumper. This is out of their Ascent series. It's a really nice bumper, cost effective, great build quality. What I really liked about it, being the chief mechanic or chief cook and bottle washer for this puppy, very easy to put on, nice, robust. It's already lasted through a winter. It's doing great. Typically powder coating doesn't last that great in the Midwest. And another couple things I really enjoy about it, and then I'll get to one of the points I don't. There's a lot of air movement down here, a lot of air circulation for the coolers, trans coolers, and things like that. The other thing I really enjoy, it's maybe not so much an issue nowadays because we're running synthetic lines, but back in the days of steel cable, the principle was that you needed to be able to get your hand around the spool and actually work on the, work on the winch and be able to do that. So that being said, this has got a huge winch box up here. That's kind of nice, lots of room to work. I really enjoy it. Nice mounting points here, mounting points up front. These went in very easy. Got some rigids up here, just some ambers and 2x2 there, some floods. The one thing I didn't care for, but I'm not too hung up on it, no pun intended, is that I left the cleats there for a reason. I'm having a new plate put in, new plate fabricated for that. But the overhang on it is a little big. It does stick out a little bit. Not a huge deal breaker for me because it is a cost-effective thing that I'm trying out. And it did a couple other things. It moved the bumper forward, which allowed me to get another larger size tire without doing a relocation or a push forward bracket on that. So that went over really well. And you know what? It's lasted very well, and I can't complain. So then up here, what we've done is upgraded the 2016 lights to the new version from Toyota. These are all LEDs, including the LED turn signal markers. Very cool, very bright. That was the only reason this truck never really had a really good IH, what is it, Illinois International Highways, I don't know, whatever. It ranked pretty poor, and it was just, turns out that it was just because of the headlights and how poor they were. Let's jump inside the hood. Nothing crazy. Your basic iForce 5.7 liter V8 Toyota, and it's been rock solid so far, doing great. We're running all of our lights here off of a Bantam. If you guys don't know what the new series of light controllers are, they're all controlled by Ethernet cables. Very cool, very easy. Positive and negatives. We run most of our wires with trailer wiring. It's just the simplest. It's already paired up. It's protected. This here, the dual battery tray, we made a cut. I made a cut the wrong way, so that I botched that thing. So right now it's just running one battery. There are two, and instead of running side to side, these are short, small batteries. They run front to back like this, and this guy here gets switched out too. That was just there to kind of make the cables long enough. And then I put a Canon air filter system in here. This is a basic part from Canon. I went with the largest air cleaner I possibly could, along with a pre-filter. Now, pre-filters are something, if you've done any amount of off-road racing or anything like that, you're going to understand what those guys are. They're vital. So it's a very easy way to maintain your air filter and prolong it. I don't necessarily believe in raised air intakes or snorkels for gasoline vehicles, because once you get up to the fan, unless you're disconnecting all of that and being able to turn your fan off through high water fording, you're still going to spray water everywhere, get your distributor wet, and you're going to suck it. If it's a diesel, different story. For those of you that think that, you know, having the snorkel on there is great for being a raised air intake, that works. But then you have to remember, you have to install different filters up top and things like that. And you're also trying to breathe through a longer straw. So the engine's not going to work. It's going to run a little bit hotter, stuff like that. So keep that in the back of your mind when you're weighing out the cost and the benefits. Plus, I didn't feel I wanted to cut a massive basketball size hole in the side of my fender. I live in the Midwest, and the chemicals on the roads, nah. No, it'll rust the truck in a matter of, even if I went by and painted it and sealed it and did the whole 9 yards, it's still gonna rust, I know it. Okay, so what I was talking about earlier was the front fender, or the front bumper. That pushes forward a little bit, mates up very nice with the body lines and everything, so that looks great. And it allowed me to get a little bit larger tire in here. So I've got a BF Goodrich all-terrain, what is this, 275 70 18s. Great tire. Those of you that know anything about off-roading, this is one of the go-to tires. Yes, it's scraped up. Nothing I can do about it. So it is a stock TRD. There is no lift kit in the front. This is all factory. In here, these are Bilsteins. Beautiful shocks. I don't have any complaints. The rear, however, on the 2016s, that was a problem. It was a little saggy. And the reason it was saggy was because they built the truck to be more of a pre-runner, and it was sitting a little bit too low for my tastes. So there was a company by the name of Coach Builder, and they make a 3-inch shackle, which gives you about 1.5 inches or 1.375. That pounds out. Put in a new shackle that raises it back up. You still maintain all your same correct suspension. It's perfect. It puts the truck back up at just 1 inch of stink bug in the back, so that's perfect. It's not sagging, especially once you get some weight in the back and you put a trailer on it. Oh, it looked horrible. The lights were in the sky. It just it needed to be fixed bad. As far as lights go, I'm running these little pods from Rigid, just 2x2s, but they've got the side marker illuminations on them. I really am digging the whole ditch light thing. I used to be a big proponent of a roof mounted bar. I've gotten away from that, and I've started pushing all my lights down forward. They work out great. So between these, the upgrade on the LED lights, and the fogs, the spots down below, the fog and the floods down below, man, it is really good. I am running a lightener rack. I did this right away. As soon as we got the truck, I put that on there. Bernard has been great to work with. I'm sure you guys have all seen this rack before. This is nothing new. I'm into running a 3-gallon gas tank and a 2-gallon water. A couple grip fists are usually mounted here, and that's where we're going to mount our recovery, our kinetic rope and things like that when we get off trail. But these guys are really wonderful. There's a bigger one that goes this entire length, which is really cool. What else can I say? It's Chicago, guys. Everything rusts here, nothing I can do about it. The back end, pretty simple. I did do a couple modifications. Ran all of my wires up in through the cage, around alongside the cage and through the bed from the battery. I'm running 3 crossbars. I did that as soon as I bought the rack back in 16. It made more sense to me because that's where I was going to put my LU boxes. That's where I was going to put everything. So I did that. There's a small propane tank just for running your barbecue grill, your propane tank while you're out camping and things like that. It's nothing big, it's nothing huge, but it will last for a week of normal cooking. Once again, decked, pretty simple. I'll go over another video of actually like what comes in and out of these boxes, but they're actually used for construction purposes, fishing. So a lot of different things are getting switched in and out of this. Oh, here, I'll show you this real quick. So this is where I ran the electric back for these 2 lights. There's 2 sets in this one, and then ran a dedicated line for a 1 and 2 amp USB. All right, so that's sealed up back here, and that's a hot, as well as over here I ran for a 12. That's also hot, and drilled right through the side, sealed it back up, put a grommet on there, zip tied it, ran up inside, tucked all the wires very nice, and that worked out great. Running 4 max tracks on the truck at all times. You've got 4 tires, you run 4 max tracks. The idea here is that everything keeps switching around. So these guys, instead of running front to back, they will be running side to side at times. That bar then moves forward, and then a large stainless steel expedition table goes here. Nothing worse than being on a crickety plastic table. And then that's about it. I can't think of too much more on the outside, other than, oh yeah, my gift. I got a gift. Did you ever get a gift? Here's my gift. Bam! Right there. That came from a soccer mom. No road rash, no rock busting, no craziness. Just courtesy of a Land Rover and a soccer mom. Just a little lightheartedness. All right, let's jump inside and I'll show you guys what's going on in there. So, pretty basic interior, TRD seats. They do get really hot in the summertime, so the seat covers are pretty limited, our options for that. So I usually have some lambskin up there, just drapes, very simple. Okay, so I'm really into these ram mounts lately. They've been pretty great for one specific reason. I'm able to take everything out of the truck, pull it out, put it back in, no one's the wiser. I'm running dual FRS radios, one here and then another one on the passenger side. That allows me to get the passenger out of the vehicle. We can talk back and forth, and that's that. I've been wanting to mount an FRS base station in here, but I haven't really gotten to it. Up front, I have mounted those to the dashboard. These 2 mounts here, one for the spot messenger, which will be upgraded soon to the inReach. And then a Glow, that's a Glow 2 from Garmin. That's a Bluetooth GPS. And then I put a little Bofang up here. You can mount almost any radio you need to. And then my iPhone holder goes here. I don't really like having the Garmin systems anymore. I've switched over to my iPad, and this is running the Gaia GPS. It is really hands down the way to go. So that is actually linked to that Go, or the Glow, and I can do multiple things with this. I can watch a movie in my tent later, any of that type of stuff. My Bofang up with a PTT, and as you come up, what you're going to notice is a piece of mill cord. This is a figure 8 loop, and over the years of being a military contractor and being in a bunch of places, the tricks that I've picked up over the years is just been amazing. That's a figure 8 loop, and you stuff it up inside here. So you'll push the headliner up and pull this down just a bit, squeak it past there, and then that's it, over with. You don't have to worry about anything else. This guy is my S-Pod, the Bantam. Turn that guy on. Really cool, uber programmable. You have an on-road, you have an off-road version where you can actually, come on, kick on. It'll say strobe down here. I don't know why it's not doing that now, but at any rate, battery monitor, temperature monitor, really cool. It can power a lot of different things and switches on and switches off. Other than that, everything in here, guys, is very, very, very Spartan. I like to have, oh, I forgot one thing. Here's a modification that everybody needs to do. Okay, this gives you 10 horsepower, and at least 6 inches of more water fording right here. Juju from your children. You've got to be rocking your kids' gifts all the time. Here's some, you know, there's always got to be great reminders on the road, things like that. But other than that, this is it. I mean, it's very, very modular. I'm liking the way the ram mounts are working. These are older FRS radios. They have a little bit of a cutout here. I thought they worked perfect with this ram mount, and that's that. After all that, and countless tens of thousands of dollars, you come up with a rig that you drive all the time and you love. So I don't know if we're gonna get to putting a Prinsu rack on top of this guy. I don't know. I'd like to mount my alu boxes back up here, but from time to time I do need to get into parking decks, and that's kind of a limiting factor. So that being said, if you guys have any other questions or comments, stick them down below. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel. There'll be, like I said, at least 3, if not 4 more series inside of this channel, having to do with a lot of different things. I just finished the set in the studio. We've got that covered. Man, it's gonna be a lot of fun. So hints, tips, tricks, put them all down below. Let me know what you guys expect from the channel and things like that, and I'll keep up. All right, make sure to subscribe to our podcast, like us on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. After that, see you guys later.